Over here, all of a sudden I put a number in front. Oh no, gasp. Right here, there's no number inside of here. Do you remember what the number no number is? It looks like nothing is 0. 0 is the x value since there's nothing being added or subtracted, right? If you could put plus 0 or minus 0, but it makes no difference. It's just going to be 0. And then the y value keep the same, -4. That's going to be right here. 0, -4 will be right there. Now we're going to go ahead and use this 2. That 2 right there, it goes by different names depending on how high level mathematics you are, as well as, where you are, what state you are. Sometimes they call it dilations, sometimes they call it shrinking or stretching, other times they'll call it compressions. Just whichever one your teacher wants you to use, you use that. At my school, we are using stretch and shrink. This right here is called a vertical stretch because what it's going to do is it's going to take a V and it's going to make it a lot steeper like that. And I'll show you on the calculator how you can tell that. Actually, let's do it now. So if I was to do a regular parent graph, and then for the second one, I was to do 2 times that. And I'm not going to put in the other one right now. I'm just going to put the 2 in front. Why is it doing that? There we go. You will see that one of them, that is the regular V, and then the one with the 2 in front is another V, but this time it has gone from this to this. It has gotten steeper. It is called a vertical stretch because it's like you're stretching it up like that. And if you can't really notice because it's like this, if you were curious, you can always go to the table by pressing second and then graph. And the table will give you some ordered pairs that you can graph. We would be using this one right here because that was the second one we put in. And you could graph those points. But really the easy way, let me zoom in for a sec, is that since that is a 2, it's kind of like a slope. I don't think it's called a slope, but it's kind of like a slope where you can go up 2 and over 1, up 2, over 1, up 2, over 1, to make this V, and then up 2, backwards 1, up 2, backwards 1, up 2, backwards 1, to make this V, like so. And there you go. The rest is just more examples. Sometimes, if it's negative, you would treat the slope as like a -3, so it would automatically flip upside down. But it's technically nothing new. I should mention that since this is whole numbers, just in case you've forgotten how to do slope, if you have a -3, that is the same thing as -3 over 1, and this is your whole rise over run thing. So in this one, I would have a -6 for my x. There's nothing out here, so it would be a 0 for y, so I would go to -6, 0, which is right there. And then I would go down 3, because my -3 is my rise. So I would go down 3 from that 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3, backwards 1, and this would make my V. So it's pretty steep. It is going down now. We knew that because this is supposed to flip it. That's -6, which made it go to the left. There was no vertical shift. So it's just going to stay like there. Right here, we have a fraction in front. This one's already in rise run form then. So we will just do +2, +3, because you switch the x but not the y. Go ahead and graph 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then it is a 1/2. So I would go up 1 and over 2. Up 1 and backwards 2. And that would be the V. And, depending on who you're working for, sometimes you'll have to do every single point. So like if I went up 1 and over 2, up 1 and over 2, you can see mine's not super exact. So make sure you're asking how many points do I have to put on, because I don't want you to say, well, this guy online said you only had to do 3 points. No, it's however many you're expected to do. As you can see, it starts to get off the further you get away because I'm not using a ruler. Here are some more examples. I guess I'll do this one, then I'll give you guys, pause time in order to try these two, and I'll show you the answers. But this one right here, there's no number with the x, so it's 0. There's no number afterwards, so it's 0. This one is going to start at 0, 0. And then the negative 2/3 means you will go down 2 and over 3. You will always go to the right side when you're doing slope and stuff like that. Though technically, I guess it doesn't matter because you're going to be going both ways anyway for absolute value. So you're going to go down 2 and over 3, down 2 and over 3. Make this V. As you can see, it is negative, it is facing down, so check. It is supposed to be going down. It is going through 0, 0, check, just like that. We can always double check in this calculator if you are allowed to use a calculator to check your answers. Just clearing out. All right, absolute value and an X in there. And I forgot to put my 2/3 in front. Another trick you can do if you want to know is you can press the alpha button again, and I think this one is alpha y equals. Yeah, they have this little n over d thing, and if you go to that, then you can actually flat out put in the fraction. Not all calculators can do that, but this one does. If you don't, then just put in -2 and then the division symbol 3, and it'll put the negative 2/3 in. But go ahead and graph that, and it should look somewhat like that. There it is going through the origin, and it's a bit wider. Yeah, so we are good to go. Those two problems right there, I want you to go ahead, try them. Once again, press that pause button. Get it? Because it's a pause button. Go ahead and press that, and we'll come back and see if you got the answers correct. Okay. This one should have been -1, -5. So -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, -5. This is a 5 over 1, so I would go up 5 over 1, up 5 over 1, and holy cow, that thing is skinny. So something like that. This one should be 5 positive 1. It has a negative sign in front, so 5, 1. It is going to go down 1 over 1. Down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. I'll just do a couple because my handwriting is terrible. And there you go. Like so. It is going down because it's negative. It is an invisible like -1 in front of there. And the -1 is a -1 over 1. So once again, you're going down 1 and over 1. Down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. And that'll do it for those problems.